Go, episode 22. Hey gang, how you doing?
Happy Monday, everybody.
Episode 22 of What Are You Drinking Now here at the office. We are going to be doing 2 beers, 1 wine. I think we had a long weekend. We had last night was our cookout. I think everybody missed the greatness of the dishes that we had.
Yeah, they did.
There are some pictures on the office Facebook page of the food and a little of the fun we had. If you want to go there, like I said, that's the Office Coffee Wine Bar on Facebook.
Some good ones, good food. I think it's safe to say that we all like smoky tastes.
Yes. We had the smoked brisket. We had paella that was definitely heavily smoked, and then we had a
flourless gumbo. That was beautiful. No wheat.
Awesome.
No wheat in my gumbo. No okra. So it was good.
It was really good.
Everybody did a really good job. Brisket was tender. Josh's paella was like culturally spot on. Did you see the size of that pan?
Yeah,
it was big. I helped carry it. So.
Snails too.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I may have eaten one.
Yeah, maybe that.
Rumor is Josh ate a couple of snails.
Yeah, no, sell.
They try to find them later.
They turn you into pumpkins real quick.
He tried to find them later in the yard.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh, you went out looking for your snails, huh?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Well, just stick to the worm box.
Yeah. You know what you say about capers? Any dish with capers is better without. I'm starting to think that's the same with snails.
It could be.
So I'm drinking the Abita Seriously Wheat for my palate cleanser. Josh, I think
I've got the Gizmo Lavender Kolsch.
And
I'm going neutral. I got a glass of
lavender, you'll like
soda.
If you don't like lavender, you will not like it.
Yeah, it's. I'm not a lavender fan.
Can't lie. I've got a little Sweetwater IPA still lingering on the palate.
Oh, pre-gaming.
All right, so let's get on to the beer. Which one you guys want to go first?
Well, I got one of those deceptive ones where...
That's a tall one. He's got one of the ecliptic ones.
Yeah, so let's see. I tell you what.
No, I don't.
Why don't we let Josh start off this time?
He's going with the ecliptic peach.
Oh, look at that! I didn't even see the.
I didn't know which one it was, so I took a good. I took a
Carina Peach Sour. Do we want to start this one?
Yes,
right.
Absolutely. I guess correctly this time. You don't always guess correctly, but when you do, you feel like you did something on purpose for the better good. I don't know. Beats superstition. It's kind of like lucky.
Oh, hey, it's somebody else's.
Oh, that's nice. You want a clean glass or?
Oh no,
dude,
I'll just polish this.
Welcome to the office.
Yeah.
Pull some overtime. No, really. Wash dishes or do whatever you want to do to pull some overtime. Sweep up in the corner. I tell you what, the D&D crew could pull some overtime. It took 2 hours just to clean this room up. I hope they're listening. And I don't mean the PM group either. Crackers, candy corn.
They're supposed to be sweeping between sessions.
Josh, this has a beautiful color.
Yeah,
this does look really nice. I have not had this yet.
A nice slow bubble, almost kind of champagne-like.
Oh yeah.
I think this would be a real popular patio beer. Pop this open. I'm just seeing that already. Could have used some of that during your beanbag toss tournament. You know, the food was great, but the games were even better.
Yeah, don't play Rob and his dad.
Well,
I'll take them on any day.
Move the boards and
yeah, move the boards.
I was winning before the boards were moved. I was winning after the boards were moved. It was proved.
Yeah, no.
I did not see the protest flag fly out. But
protest was going before the beginning of the game. I couldn't even see the board. I was being blinded by the light.
The lady doth protest too much.
All right. Anyway, back to the beer.
I'll just say that I was happy as soon as you started talking trash, and while you were talking trash, I just sank it right in the hole.
Yeah, that's true.
And then that stopped.
All right, so this is great sour.
It smells sour.
It's great sour smell.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, I get the fruit and the sour, but there's like wild tones in there.
Oh yeah.
Very floral and.
Peach is always one of those fruits that I get picky with when it comes to fermented beverages, because peach fermentation can go either peachy or this tastes like a long night. Yeah.
So this actually has to me, just a light peach undertone, and the sours come through more than anything else.
That's
just
great beer.
A little bit of peach.
That's really good. That's very refreshing. The peach mellows perfect with the sour, like nice yellow peach. It's not like your white peach, Asian peach. It's like your Persian, Georgia
it tastes
peach.
a lot like the fuzzy.
I know exactly what Josh is talking about, because there have been some peach sours that we've had that the peach was just overwhelmingly. It was cloyingly sweet on top of
that, and then sometimes I
so
get this
really
weird
funky
thing like peach and apricot are like the two fruits that when they ferment, sometimes I get this like hint of like vomit almost sometimes.
I feel like,
but it's only in certain things, but this is like perfect. This is the way anything with peach in it should taste.
well, short of vomitous, what I can taste is the peach pit right down to the stone of the fruit. Right, that flesh that comes off, almost when you get those early cling peaches, and they still have that red ribbon inside. You know, before you get the cling free. Yeah, those are the good ones. Back in the market days, we love those ones.
I do love fresh peaches.
Better
they're one of my favorite fruits. It's just something about eating like a velvety like outside along with like the juicy.
So what's
ripeness?
What's
they have
some
a
of
long season.
Details on this
Season
guy?
on peaches.
Okay, so let's see what we've got going on. It's pale malt. Doesn't really talk about the hops at all. There's not a lot of hops.
I didn't get distinctive hopping. However, I'm going to note this is a sour with a dry finish. I hate to get to the finish that quick, but it was something I found remarkably pleasant about this, is how crisp and dry to the stone of the stone fruit it really is.
Yeah, it's crisp, it's refreshing. It's a good like kind of interim fall summer beer. I don't know that it's light enough for summer, but I think it's a great fall beer.
Great patio beer, the yard's a little wet, but look, it's sunny for a couple hours.
Absolutely.
Sneak one of these on the porch.
I really like this.
Yeah, it's called Carina. Is that correct? Carina.
The Carina
from Ecliptic,
and it's named for the constellation Carina, the keel of the ship Argo, which was piloted by Jason.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
His merry band of Argonauts.
Yeah. They had. Yeah, that story gets interesting. The Golden Fleece, Straits of Dardanelle.
One of those ones that I think people get mixed up with the Odyssey a lot.
Yeah. Well, they have to, but because they have to ask. They ask Cronus for not Cronus. Well, they ask for help, anyways, and they have to ask God. But the one they ask is very different from who they have to ask. And yeah, I think it is.
That's the one with Perseus.
Yeah, well, it's the difference between basically the old gods and the new gods, the Titans versus the gods. Yeah.
Perseus is a separate story too, right?
Perseus is a son of Zeus.
Okay.
He's a demigod.
One of the best. Even take on Hercules. Anyways, I digress. It's a cool label. Probably actually really has constellations in there if they're really drawn in there. It'd be interesting to pair that up. What's
This beer, I'm really liking. I'm a huge sour fan. Over the years we've had this place open, I've become a really big fan of sour beers.
I was not a huge sour fan right away. This one is one that I think if I had this earlier in the game, this would have won me over. If nobody tells me this is sour, it's a kind of fruity taste, just go for it.
It tastes less like a traditional American sour than most American sours do. It's not 100% aggressive. The balance is what makes this nice.
Very balanced. Speaking of the balance, it would go with food. A lot of sours are almost adverse to food. I feel like this would go with food. It's just all I'm really going to say about it. You already know where I'm at in the back porch with this. So.
Yeah. This is throwing some cornhole for
with kielbasis on the grill. Yeah, you know it.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see this around in mid-spring. I think this would be cool. Just when you start seeing the peach blossoms and we come out of ice season. This would be a really cool one to have around.
Yeah, but it comes out this time of year because
I get it. It's this year's
coming
peaches.
off of peach season, getting them into the tank and getting them fermented, and then.
So how long can I keep one of these?
I don't know.
How sour does it get if I do that?
I don't know that it would actually sour more. I think if anything, it'd get funkier.
Okay. There definitely is a funk, on the nose. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean it.
Use of pale malt for crisp character with lactobacillus.
Okay, so
Gives
there we
create
go.
a tart, refreshing finish, but it doesn't say anything about.
So it's probably just typical
What's-
yeast that just put the bacteria
Yeah.
in there.
Not
Kettle sour.
not extremely hazy, but it's opaque. It's got a certain.
This is a thoroughly enjoyable beer.
Yes, I'm
No,
definitely
120%.
psyched on that.
How would you describe the color? I don't know. Maybe I just
mean,
have a
this
little more
is-
chill head.
Straw,
to my
yeah,
glass.
straw.
Straw?
This is
Yeah.
the first time I've had this too. I
Light,
haven't had a
haze
chance
straw.
to-
I haven't had it either. I had the other ecliptic that you had in, and
It's just peaty wheat straw
the
here.
Capella.
Yeah, that's in my refrigerator at the house now.
That's actually a really good porter too. Ecliptic does a really good job making beer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have something on tap from them right now, which is really enjoyable. It's a pale ale variety. It's not actually an IPA. It's a pale ale that's on the tap. So their pale malts, I think, is part of the backbone of where these beers are working.
So
And I've
they're
seen they
just-
have some
So they're doing a lot of
darker beers and such too.
astronomical based stuff. Because the Quasar is also
That's
like
what's on tap. It's the Quasar Pale Ale. Yeah.
and that's space related.
Absolutely.
Right,
The
I'm not
whole
an astrophysicist, believe it
ecliptic,
or
but
not.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, do it up. Labels are
16.9.
fun. I'm gonna have to start looking at the stars on each label and seeing what they're doing with those.
So yeah, that's 16.9 ounce. I think it is a little pricey. It comes in at what, six and a quarter?
625. I mean, so it's a little pricey, but it's worth every penny.
Where's Ecliptic?
Yeah.
That's in
Portland.
NC? Portland, Maine. Portland, Oregon.
No, yeah.
Out west.
That's where you know the name of your free range chicken.
Wow. Surprising that I don't know it better. I don't know when it, having lived the West Coast life there.
Portland, Oregon.
Be nice to see how long they really. Or 2013. That'd be why I was.
You were out there.
I was already down here by then.
I mean,
So newer brewery. I like your style. Yeah. good
Yeah,
job,
I'm
Ecliptic.
I'm good fan. I'm
yeah,
good fan of that.
that's delicious. So yeah, that's really good.
Ooh,
Um,
5, 6.
5, 6 out of 8.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good.
but we're working
I'm liking
crazy
that
eights
one.
today.
I'm liking that one. All right, Nick.
Yeah, I'd throw that a 5.5 on the 8.
You had a nice little belch there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What do you bring for us?
Oh, beer? You guys
Beer,
want more?
Yeah, yeah, we want more. Let's
Yeah,
go.
hit me. Ooh, here, that.
I got this thing
Brew
called.
it.
I had
I
this-
haven't had this one yet either.
We sampled this the other night, and I want to remember because you know what? I had it late in the batch, and it was a night swell.
One night.
Yeah. So it's the other night.
So this is Heavy Seas Brewing. Night Swell. It's a
Heavy Seas is Baltimore, by the way.
black
Maryland.
IPA. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it's listed as a dark India Pale Ale.
All right, it's not black.
Really
so
cool label.
I haven't
If
seen
you
the
guys
coloring
look
on
at
it.
this.
I don't know whether.
I think I remember this one a little bit, but
I know your father's had it.
Dude,
a couple times.
Dad
aftershock,
drank it a couple
3-3.
Woo! Shot.
A double hitter, yeah.
Yeah, no, Dad's had this one quite a bit. Dad's a huge fan of Heavy Seas.
So-
I love Heavy Seas as well. They're a great brewery.
Oh yeah, I've been pretty satisfied. Right down their loose cannon. I feel like I'm a loose cannon on deck sometimes. I'm pretty well tied down
I can
today,
agree with
boys.
that.
My favorite thing is
Yeah,
the
but
ship.
there's a reason why this cannon's loose because he's been firing off.
They're one of the few breweries that will ship actual casks to Lecter up in Wilmington.
So, just get a look at this color if we can.
So it's not a black IPA.
It says
Dark. Okay.
However, 7.5% here. Notice Nick took a little pea sample.
Josh doesn't need as much.
Would he just burp his last one all over you?
Well, that's pretty damn even right there.
Yeah, I left the boss in charge a little bit there. He likes it too. Because
Okay.
it makes up for the sample he missed the other night, you know.
I'll tell
Oh,
you
I
what,
gave it a good crush too. Like I already know I'm crushing this because I'm already satisfied. I think that status dependent memory is coming back here.
So not huge on the hop nose.
Yeah, often typical
muted.
of dark IPAs, but not always the case.
I get more of the roasty on the nose. Not like a whole lot of roast, but just like a little bit like toast going on.
Yeah, definitely wanted to remember. I'm just gonna rich malt dark roast.
Wow.
Blast some hoppy aromas.
That tastes completely different than it smells.
Yeah,
That's what I recall.
But
okay, I definitely
I'm getting a
recall
lot.
that.
You got toast on the nose. I'm getting toast on the palate.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean that is roasty.
I mean that is right there at
It's a very vague description. There's not much
Toast.
there.
and I'm talking toast, like bread toast, like just past, just slightly burnt.
Yeah, I mean you got it about 7 out of 10 on the toast.
Yeah, it's coming out just slightly burnt, and that is.
Oh, I like burnt toast, by
Yeah,
the
I mean,
way.
that
Keep mine
is
crispy. I was the guy eating the burnt ends off that. Did you see me shave a couple before I went?
I
wanted to
cut
cut
it.
that.
Yeah, brisket was good.
That's good beer. I like that. That's surprising because that is not what I was expecting from an IPA.
You know what I like about this beer is I've been looking for dark beers that I like, dark American beers that I like. I don't have the sweet tooth like porter fans, and stouts always just leave me a little bit like. And I like these ales. This is like a darker beer. I really feel like hits me like a nice cozy ale.
I mean, it's got the coloring of a brown ale.
Caramel, a dark caramel, a brown ale. Yeah, it's sudsy too. Look at those little bubbles.
Like a brown red.
I mean, I'm almost questioning.
I'd like to see this
What,
nitro.
what would make this the difference between an IPA and a brown ale?
The hops.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a
not-
little too hoppy.
I'm
to
not
be-
getting hops for me.
It's definitely
it's
a little
not-
too hoppy for a brown
It's
ale.
not an amber. It's just a little.
Because the finish is bitter.
All right, I do get a little bit of hops around that.
Oh, it's hoppy. It's getting me. I'm feeling like I got a hop on my tongue.
Maybe I had to get the sour completely out.
Yeah.
This guy's.
I mean, the
we
more-
just
the
got
more you
invaded
sip
by
this-
Jeff Goldblum.
The hops catch
Yeah.
up to it. I mean, it's a delicate IPA. It's a little bit lighter than all the crazy over the top ones. It's not a West Coast style. It's more that East Coast IPA, a little more balanced, a little closer to the like traditional British take on it, but still
Yeah.
too hoppy for that.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely not a brown. I mean, I'm definitely getting the hops now. I really think I had some of that sour still on my
A
palate.
little so sour.
It was changing.
I think that deep caramel malt there that we're talking about is just like really what's covering those hops.
Tasty stuff.
You probably get like more hop.
I'm getting still
Without
a lot of
that
that
malt,
toast.
but
I'm still getting a lot of that.
Smokiness, toast.
And I'm picking more caramel up the more I try.
I almost wish that the guys who did the French toast beers in this could understand this level of toast. Like this is what those needed. That,
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
burnt
I
French
agree. There's
toast.
toast in this one, not like.
This is the guys who said we like paella and what's that burnt part of the paella that we were all munching on? The secrete or
The
whatever.
secret.
Oh my god, that stuff's good.
Man,
right
that's
with
all-
the
that's
gumbo,
all you
it
can
was
talk
like
about.
so good.
Yeah, well, it's a fancy word. Once you learn a fancy word, you gotta use it at least 10 times or forget it, you know?
Per person.
Yeah, Socrat.
I remember my first paella.
So yeah,
The second one's gonna be better.
yeah, it's holding it to the light. It's very hazy, but that brown caramel
It looks
look-
kind of clear to me.
How do you guys spell?
Well, yeah, when it's empty.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. It just tasted so good.
Getting
I'm
distracted.
like this one too. I think this is gonna be tough for me to choose which one of these two beers I like better.
They're both really
Do
good.
you have to
man.
like one better? I mean, is that a
Well,
thing?
no, I guess not.
What, do you get married to the beer?
No, I guess not. I don't.
And if you have that problem, move to Utah.
Is
and
it
pick
beer?
something other than beer.
Is a beer harem alright? Acceptable?
Hey, they come in 6-packs, right?
Anecdotally,
Or some of them are now coming in 8-packs.
because I thought the word was barium, and I think no matter what, you should put a delirium in your barium, which reminded me of an interaction with a customer today, in which they said, I want to gift a friend who's having a 50th birthday a gift bottle of beer for something old. Naturally, I pointed at the Vine Stopper. I was like, 1040. This guy will know this beer very well, you know. And she was like, well, I don't think that'll, I think that's going to hurt a little bit. That's more than a ribbing. And I was like, oh, well, check out the delirium, he's hitting 50, he's going nuts, So just saying, some party gags out there with beer labels. Think about it. I thought she was really on to something.
I thought you were going to get her on the Nocturne because he was coming to the twilight of his life.
Oh, that's the beer I recommend. No. I thought we were falling off the joke. I didn't want to,
Oh, man.
Oh, she got it, yeah.
That was.
Because she's like, yeah, you answered my question. I don't think I'm going to cut that deep, basically.
All right, so moving on from beers, we're going to move on to the wine. We are trying the Rio Madre Rioja from Graciano, excuse me. We had a fan last week that was from Spain.
Carlo.
I told him I'd look up.
This is what we should have had with the paella.
Yeah, I told him I'd pull one of our Spanish reds for the tasting night. I did. I hope I pulled the right one. Ooh, wow.
I told you, watch out for the aftershock. That's heavy C's right
that
there.
That was 9.6. I'm sorry.
9.6.
9.6 out of 5.
9.6 out of 5.
That was huge.
That's heavy C's right there.
That's heavy C's.
By the way, heavy C's, I think part of their joke is, don't they have the 4 C's or whatever? Or yeah, they do like all the joke on the C's hops, all the citrus, centennial.
So again, this is the
I think they have done something like that before.
This is the Rio Madre Rioja 100% Graziano red wine. Hopefully we like it. Oh, there's mine.
This stuff is deep. This is what somebody said. I'm speaking of paella again. I remember when I had my first paella.
That is a no.
That we should have Rioja with it, and just got me thinking. How did you pronounce that grape again, Rob?
Graziano.
Okay. I didn't want to be a fool and say something like Graziano.
So I get some deep cherry tones on this one.
Big fruit. Yeah, cherries, blackberries.
Yeah, bold pit fruit.
But definitely black cherries, not red cherries. Like we're talking like a sweet, sticky, sweet black.
Little bit of spice on the back end of that nose. A little bit of
cardamom.
Yeah, I was thinking close to.
Well, cinnamon's so cliche. I just
Yeah.
I didn't want to be
I was kind of thinking clove.
Smelling a little bit of Safrat in here.
I was kind of thinking clove a little bit, but.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to get to that really far end. So definitely I don't know, some kind of intense toasting is what that speaks.
That is a beautiful nose. I mean, that's huge fruit, making me want to take a sip.
I got that too, Rob. My third smell, I smelled it 3 times and it was just take your sip now, and I was rewarded. That is very pleasant. If you've never had wine before and you want to have a good wine, this might be a good red to start with. It's not going to be sweet. It's just good.
Well, there's some residual sweetness
yes,
there.
absolutely.
There is a little bit in there.
Oh yes.
I mean,
now you guys have had how many bottles of wine?
Tonight or
ever? Yeah. So what
I've had less than him.
To a newbie, this may not feel like a sweet experience. However, it's going to be a great experience. And I want to say this.
I can see what you're saying as far as somebody
This is
who's
a
never
very
had wine before.
approachable bottle of wine right here. Number 1, the price is in zone. Number 2, I don't know. I've never had a Spanish red before. I can't even say this name. Rio Graciano. Okay. I go in and I was just rewarded with my first
It's definitely a wine you're not going to go wrong with bringing home.
Yeah. Golly.
This
Even for just that experience of
This is a classic Spanish table wine. For the most part, it's going to go well with any of your red meats. It's ready for
Is this the stuff they put in the wine
Why
bottles
does
over there?
Why does it
Have
say?
you seen that where they have the big wine decanters?
Did you read
and it has
this
a little
last
spout?
one? Why does it say the most unusual Rioja? That's what. What are they getting at there? The most, like, I want to put that in chat. Just like the most unusual Rioja. I don't drink Rioja very often, but when I do, I drink the most unusual Rioja.
No, it could be the grape varietal too.
Well, yeah, I think when they're talking about the most unusual is the fact that they're doing 100% Graziano.
Because Rioja is just a region.
Yeah, 100% literal.
A lot of times you're going to get a blend in a Rioja. So it's going to be a table wine, which means it's going to be a blend of different grapes, but this is 100% Graziano. That's probably why they're saying it's the most unusual Rioja, because it doesn't follow the traditions of Rioja.
No.
So
They only do blends in Rioja, right?
Yep. Not only, but traditionally, yeah.
I just thought I'd put that out there because I thought that was the most unusual phrasing that I found to be actually quite scientific language.
Oh yeah.
And you guys explained it exactly. I suspected that's what I thought, but also beautifully said because the taste of this wine, while sweet cherries, deep cherries like you mentioned at first, that second take, I'm getting into those tannins and loving them.
Yeah, the tannins are not huge on this wine.
They're really not.
They're mellow.
Present.
But they're there. They're not.
Would definitely lead me to go along with Nick saying this is not a bad nude wine.
I mean, it's not a flabby wine that just has
Like,
no backbone.
got some
to it.
table
It's
food with
got a
some
little bit of
friends.
backbone to it.
You know what? Do you guys have any good wines that are just good to try? I don't really get to do this. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got this. Oh my God! Pop this open. I'm telling you, this will win people over 100%.
On the palate, I'm still getting the fruit, but I'm getting more where the tannins come in on the back end. It's giving me a dry, leathery taste.
Yeah, I got a velvety, kind of like worn velvet, worn suede, kind of just dusty, musty, verging on just like, it's not like a tight leather, it's not like buckskin, it's just kind of.
But I'd say it definitely tastes like cured leather. It doesn't taste
like a
curing
wine sack. Like the leather of a wine sack.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got better for you. I've got better for you.
You guys are talking about drinking leather.
Hey, listen, I know every one of you, especially you. You know the taste of
All right,
baseball
Bogus,
club.
hit us. The taste, yeah, because you have to chew the laces to get them back together when they break.
That's
Which is the weird combination of the rawhide on one side and the suede. I feel like it's the first of the
Is
suede
that
that
the
come
ball?
loose.
Yeah, baseball gloves.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
no, this
literally-
is
Pull on the.
it definitely tastes like a baseball glove.
It's like where the suede elbow pads
best
wear
way
off.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say
corduroy
don't
jacket.
take it wrong. I mean that's not a bad thing because that actually is a memory. I was explaining this last night.
I thought you did
Your-
baseball.
A beautiful combination of your own spit, your
I
own
played Little
sweat,
League, okay? I
sunflower
don't like
seeds,
pro ball.
and the taste of that ball.
So, the brain remembers every taste you've ever tasted, every smell you've ever smelled. It's just a matter of associating those tastes and smells with what you're having.
Are you getting down to the perfunctory faction of the olfactory?
Yeah, I was explaining this last night to somebody. She was asking me how I can pick out. We were having another bottle of wine that a friend of ours had left with us, and
Yeah, thanks for bringing that.
Yeah, the
It's
chef's
over
another
there.
pop, dude.
So anyway, we were talking about, I asked her, I said, so what do you,
We didn't really expect to see that bottle today.
it's over there. I said,
It's here. I'm just saying.
I said, so what do you, it's not mine to give away, man. I said, so what do you get when you taste this wine? And she started with,
It's all starting over. You poured me a fresh sample. The whole experience
She
just
started
keeps repeating
with,
itself.
a lot of fruit, a lot of, and then she's like, but it's changing. And I'm like, okay, what is it changing to? And we went through the whole process. And she says, well, how do you do that? I said, well,
Now
because
let's get the
your
booze.
brain
Second
is
whip, let's get the
picking
booze.
out things that are familiar to you. that you can associate with what you're having.
So now we're gonna get under the booze on this third whiff, and I
So-
guarantee you it's gonna ask me to drink it after this
So
one.
saying that it has
I
a
taste fruit.
leather
Let's see if I can
finish
taste fruit
to it
leather.
is not a bad thing. That's just your brain remembering a moment in your life.
Well, in that case, I wish they never called that one lunchroom snack fruit leather.
Yeah. Oh, dude, fruit leather. Don't even get me started on fruit leather. But I will say that I find leather more desirable than barnyard.
Barnyard's a pretty crazy one. I've had good wines with what was described as barnyard.
Oh, absolutely. I personally prefer
Not too
aged
far
leather.
from this region.
I prefer aged leather to straw and barnyard.
Yeah, I think I was trying to get that across earlier and completely failing. When Rob says leather, I don't mean like we're tanning raw hides. We mean like one of your favorite old objects that you're just really used to, that smell it has. Your baseball glove, your leather jacket.
And like I said, as a guy, we've all pulled on that
There's
leather string on
something
the
somewhere
glove
that everybody
with
knows.
your
Yeah.
teeth. And you get that, you remember that taste.
I can remember the smell of the baseball itself. How different it is on a wet day.
Mm-hmm.
You knew what kind of dirt you were on by the way that ball smelled that day, and you knew how to run, how to slide, how to take a grounder, and it's the same way with a bottle of wine.
So one of my wine idols, Gary Vaynerchuk, shout out. I saw him on a show one time, and I think it was Martha Stewart. He pretty much grossed her out. He went through this whole. He's a self-taught sommelier, and he went through this whole.
That means
thing.
he drinks a lot of wine.
Well, he has a great story. I'm not going to get into that one. But he literally, when people would say a wine tastes like X, he would go out and find X and taste it. Whether it was
I've heard about this now. Yeah.
dirt, whether it was gravel,
recognize
whether it
that
was
name.
leather, whether it was whatever spice they were saying.
That
whatever
just sounds
fruit.
like at some point it gets dangerous.
This one tastes like turpentine.
Well, I'm sure it's within limits, but you
If
know.
you want to know what turpentine tastes like, just drive out on 140, right by exit for Highway 74.
But that brings back the brain remembers
Yeah.
these tastes and smells.
This tastes like somebody poured gasoline on a cow pie.
Now we're going over the.
I mean, that's one of those ones where you'd say, maybe I'm not going to try.
Yeah,
that.
maybe that person who has that gasoline on a cow pie taste memory
Now,
might
I don't
not
think
be-
Bill
might
used
not
to
be
do that all the time.
might not be trusted to tell you what a wine tastes like.
Yeah,
So
I don't even want to imagine what that tastes like.
anyway,
I can
I
tell
think
you
it's
what
on
the
wine.
diesel on manure smells like.
I think it's a good wine.
This is a really good wine. It does not
A lot
taste
worse
like...
if you like the diesel.
So anyway, let's wrap this up. We're running a little long night, so let's go to
That's why you don't smoke your wine.
back to the beers. So we have the Ecliptic Peach Sour.
Absolutely, 2 thumbs up on the Ecliptic.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm not always the world's biggest sour fan. Somebody says you want to split a sour, I'm gonna grab that.
I'm gonna round out again with 2 thumbs up on that one. You had the Heavy Seas Night Swell.
Great call. We had it the other night and split it on a 3-way beer split between a couple of us, and it was. I don't know, it was in session with a couple others that we did the same way, and I couldn't quite recall. So I'm so glad we took another look at that beer, because Heavy Seas does a lot of big beers, and I could just miss that one next to Loose Cannon or the others. It's amazing beer. Nice. If it's seasonal, I'm really glad to see it. We just did the light change. It's like dark, so night swell, but you still get to have your light IPA hoppy feel. Awesome. 2 thumbs up.
All right, for me,
I'm gonna give it. Ooh, yeah,
Go ahead.
Rob, you go.
Go ahead. I'm going to give it a 1.5 there. I like it. I do. I like the difference of it being a brownish color.
Your belch said otherwise.
Yeah, my belch really hit good on it. However, I think there was just something there. It was in between for me. It had the IPA, it had the caramel from an amber or a brown, and it was kind of sitting in between. It definitely was an IPA,
Yeah.
but it still had the other characteristics that were kind of confusing me. So I'm going to give it 1.5. I think it's a great beer, but I'm still going to give it 1.5.
I'm gonna give it thumb and a knuckle. Thumb and a knuckle. That would be thumb and a half, by the way. Mainly because Heavy Seas does so many good IPAs. Like, yeah, Loose Cannon, kind of awesome. When the Heavy Seas labels it an IPA, maybe I want it to have a little bit more of the hoppy, because I thought it was lacking just a little bit in the hoppy for it. I mean, now the roasted was awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have really liked it if it was like more like Heavy Seas, just roasty, like a toasty,
Yeah.
like Loose Cannon.
Yeah.
So moving on to the wine, I'm going to go with this Rioja, the Rio Madre. I'm actually going to give it a 1 thumb. I think it's a good wine. Don't get me wrong. I think it's, but it is what it is. It is a lower end of the Rioja spectrum. I have had a lot better. This is a very good intro level. It's $13 a bottle. It's an entry level Rioja. Very good everyday drinking. I could open it up every day and have it on the table. But compared to other Riojas I've had, I'm giving it 1 thumb versus 2.
Yeah, I'm with Rob here. The depth of this wine, it is just what I spoke of. It's not like this hold in deeper level. You pop this bottle with your friends, you impress a couple friends, you get them to love wine. Next thing you know, you're 4 or 5 bottles in, some other labels that you've had stored up waiting to go.
Oh yeah.
But the good news is you had a great time and your friends love wine. So for that fact, I'll give it a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, I guess I give it a thumbs up. It's a solid one.
I mean,
I gotta go with you guys. I can take it any day of the week.
not remarkably spectacular, but it's solid.
I would easily stock my house up with this just to have a glass when I get home.
Yeah, it's definitely worth having a few bottles around. Okay, so guys, that's episode 22. Thank you for joining us. Any recommendations, requests, or whatever you might have, throw them towards our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We'll definitely check them.
Yeah, feed them the new address again. I mean, you didn't see it live. You're probably watching the YouTube, and we'll make sure you all get that. But there was a changeover, and we'll clear that up with everyone the best we can with some comments on the old ones and whatnot.
Rob did say he'd get us cupcakes for episode 26.
So if you're still looking for the old episodes at the new thing, we'll get you.
Yeah, it is. I believe it's the Office Coffee and Wine Bar.
Yeah.
Instead, it used to be under my name. I think Matt, our producer, moved it to the
the
Office.
Office Coffee and Wine.
However, Rob is still getting subscriptions, so life's good there.
And cupcakes on episode
Which
26.
reminds me,
What is this cupcake thing?
I
Anyway,
want you to like, subscribe, and comment.
good job, Nick.
Yeah.
So you guys have a good week. We will see you next week, and see ya.